It's still Saturday, May 23rd. I don't know if you watched my previous videos or not. If you haven't, please watch them, like them, and subscribe. This is day 2 of doing YouTube videos, so still learning how to do all this. But if you did watch my previous videos, you'll see I mentioned this corn that we are trying to spray and fertilize. I've been doing that the last few days. And I mentioned that I missed a few paths when I was spraying the Roundup on the Roundup Ready corn. So I'm back here on the golf cart now. I'm gonna ride through here and spray these patches where I missed spraying before and kill everything before this corn gets too big to get anything in here. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'll fast forward through this and let you guys watch. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. One thing I'll mention when I'm spraying here, watch the wind. The wind is blowing any of the extra spray away from me. I always make sure which way the wind's blowing before I spray and get upwind from the spray. So I wanted y'all to meet Rosie and Sweetie. About 3 weeks ago, I bought my kids a couple of cows. I feel like everybody ought to have that experience. So I bring them a little sleep feed every day and put it on the ground, back up, and they'll come and eat it out of the bucket. And then we try to ease up and pet them a little bit, and they don't quite want us to pet them yet, but they're getting used to us. When I come rattling the bucket, they come to me now. And usually 147, I think that's Sweetie. She comes first, and she's been the most tame so far. We can usually pet her a little bit. Come on, Sweetie. Come on, come on, come on. And Rosie will usually come and butt her and say, get out of the way. Let me have that sweet feed. Rosie, I don't know if you can see her or not. She's hiding behind the tree down there. She's been a little shy today. I'll walk down there and we'll try to get a better view of her. But this right here kind of shows you, this is privet hedge, and if you don't have privet hedge wherever you are, if you're watching this video, be glad. It is an invasive species. And I paid a guy last year with a bulldozer to come clean out all that, and he couldn't get to this part, but anyway, it just grows right back up. And it's such a mess. I got to work on that at some point. Maybe this summer we'll get around to that. Like I say, Rosie's been a little more standoffish. I'll put the bucket down and she'll get wind of it. She'll come to it. Let me back up just a little bit. Better hurry, Rosie. Here comes Sweetie. She's going to get in the bucket again. And there's not much left. She's going to miss her opportunity today. No, here she comes. Watch her, she'll butt her. So get out of the way. There you go. At least Rosie get a little bit. I'm sorry, I didn't bring much. You've got plenty to eat. This is just to try to make you come to me. So anyway, size of these creek, if I can rent that mulcher, I can get this, and I may be able to get my bush hog down here and get some of it, but anyway, it's just a mess. Privet hedge is a disaster. If I get enough viewers and subscribers, I'll rent a track hoe and we'll make a pond out of this. It was a pond when I was a kid. My grandfather made this pond with a scoop on mule. So mule pulls scoops and built a dam down here and made a pond. No telling how long that took, but he had all the time in the world, I guess. But anyway, I want to redo this pond. There's a good little creek you can see, kind of feeds it. And so that's one of my projects, if we can get the time and get a track hoe in here. All right, next project on the way. Rosie and Sweetie are both just weaned their calves off of them when I bought them, and they're 3 and 4 months pregnant. We had them vet checked. Bought these from a farmer friend of mine, and we took them to the vet and had them checked, and he delivered them for me. If any of you are thinking about buying cows, that's my recommendation. If you go to the local sale barn, as we call it here in Alabama, you're going to get some farmer's coils. He's selling them because he don't want them. I prefer going to the farmer, buying the cows from the farmer who's selling them for a reason other than their coils. That way you know what you're getting. These are half registered black Simmental, half registered black Angus. That makes them registered nothing, but doesn't matter to me. Black cows bring more at the market around here, so we bought black cows. All right, headed back to my truck so we can go get one more thing done today. So, welcome to Brock's Branch. This is a farm we bought in town. It's 3 miles from our house to the city limits, or I should say from our farm to the city limits. And then, so this place is exactly 4 miles from our other farm. This is basically an investment property I bought. I wish I had been doing videos last 3 or 4 weeks. We built this fence, and that was a lot of fun. Easy build, didn't take but a couple of days to do this. Rented a 2-man auger and drilled all the holes. It was 50 holes. It took us about 2 hours to drill the holes. I keep dragging this all this mud up the top of the hill and spreading it out, and I had a guy come, supposed to be bringing me gravel, but as you can tell, he has not delivered yet. But anyway, I'm gonna get to the top of the hill here. This is, like I say, right in town. There's a subdivision through these trees here and a super nice subdivision over there. And I bought 22 acres right here in the middle of town, in the middle of the subdivision. When I bought it, nobody really wanted this property by looking at it because it was grown up in privet hedge and sweet gums, and I call them prickly pear. I know prickly pear is a cactus, but the Bradford pear, when the birds drop the seeds after they eat them, they come up with a pear tree that will stick holes in any tractor tire. And it was everywhere. There was brush piles in here, and people rode their four-wheelers, and it was a big mud hole down in that lower section. You can see it kind of sits kind of low, and it was just a total mess. Well, I've had it almost 1.5 years now, and I paid a guy with a dozer to come in here and clean it all up, and I used my little tractor and bush hog and pushed it up piles, and paid a guy to come with a cab tractor, like a 100-horse cab tractor with a 15-foot set of disc, and he disced it all under. And then I took my little tractor and drug it all down and sowed it all down with fescue. So you can see a lot of wild grass and a lot of clover. I like clover, but I still think I'm going to spray to get rid of all this. I bush hogged all this whole thing with my little tractor, my John Deere 770, I guess 3 weeks ago, and it's growing back up. We've had a lot of rain, so I got to bush hog that. And one of the guys who built a house over in the subdivision, I let him stack the dirt here. This is his track hoe bucket and his pile of dirt. We're supposed to be trading for some dozer work to move some dirt around, work out that lower area down there, and waiting on him to get back. He's been too busy. And then this, in these trees here, I owned that until 2 weeks ago, and I sold those 2 acres, and I've sold 5 acres off the back there, and now I'm just getting this ready. May build a house here one day, or may sell it, I don't know. So this is an investment property, but the front here we just redid. That's what we'll be doing today. We're going to, I've seeded it, grass is starting to come up, and we're going to fertilize that, help that grass come on. So here we are. I'm setting up the spreader here, and I wish I could tell you exactly how to set the spreader, but every spreader is different. So you really just have to kind of play it by ear and get the coverage you want. I worked at a golf course all through high school and college, so I wish I knew how many 1,000 pounds of fertilizer I've applied. So you just kind of got to get it where you got good coverage. You know, you don't want too much. This is triple 13, and you want to make sure when it rains, it's supposed to rain any day, every day. I want to just melt in and give me good coverage. So it's not going to take very much. So I cut just a very small part of the bag here, and I'm just going to pour maybe 20 pounds because it's not a lot of ground I'm covering. All I'm covering is all this area around where I built the fence, around the entrance here. I reshaped all this entrance, and everything you see behind me is bare dirt. I've reshaped it, and I just want to fertilize it. So I don't need much. I don't want to put a lot in there. It's got settings here. Most spreaders do, anywhere from 0 to 18 on this one. It's going to be about a 7.5 or an 8. So we're going to put a little in out, adjust it how we need to, and go from there. You can see the little shiny green fescue that's coming up, and a little Bermuda mixed in there too, natural Bermuda, and I want that all to cover over. I may add some Bermuda seed to this in the coming weeks to make it cover. You can see the white specks on the ground. That's how I want it, not too much. I can always add more, but I think it's pretty good coverage there. So I'll get above the top side of the fence and go back over all this, and we'll be in good shape. Here's a little tip. As you can see, this last little bit is a narrow area, but I can't change my spreader to narrow. So what I do is I take it, I had it set way up here, I'm gonna cut it way down, and then I'll walk real slow. The faster you walk, the harder it slings. I'm gonna walk slow. It will not put out as much because I cut the setting down, but it won't throw it so far. So it'll concentrate my fertilizer where I want it. Tell me if you have this problem where you live. Look at the trash. People drive by, and I guess they think the place to put their trash is out their window. The city came by this week and bush hogged the slope there and this up through here. So now I've got to get up next to the fence and cover that, but I got to pick up trash first. So it's such a mess. If you're one of those people throwing out trash, well, never mind, I'm going to be nice. I'll bring the tractor up here one day this next week and clear up my ruts. I made those, sadly. I've got the gate built. Actually, 2 gates I've built to go here. Those should be in any day now. I ordered them a month ago, but with all the COVID-19, it's been back ordered, not shipped. Long story, but anyway, we get that hardware in. Allegedly, reportedly Tuesday the 27th, we'll hang these 2 gates, and it's going to be cool. So anyway, that's a lot going on here, and loving every minute of it. Thank you for watching. Click like, subscribe, and put in your comments. A bit about the fertilizer. This fertilizer is 1313 Red Fox brand. I got it at the local co-op. 13, 13, 13. If you don't know what that means, it's 13% nitrogen, 13% phosphate, 13% potash. It'll have, this one has 6% sulfur and also 13% chlorine. So I guess this is not triple 13, but quadruple 13. What does that mean? It's not a whole lot of any of those elements, but all of them your soil needs. It's just a good general all-around fertilizer. I like triple 13 or triple 18 even when I can find it, but just a good all-around fertilizer for things like this. I didn't test the soil. If you test the soil and send off a sample, they'll all tell you the same thing. You need a lot of everything. That's not true. They don't all tell you the same thing. They will tell you exactly what you need, but very few people are willing to pay the price that it takes to put out the required amount of nitrogen, phosphate, potash, and everything else. So go with a simple triple 13 and you should be good. Having to do this audio after the fact because a loud truck went by and all you can hear was the truck. Basically all I was saying was it's 7 o'clock at night and I am pretty well whipped for the day. Thank you for watching, and we'll look forward to tuning in next time. Click like and subscribe. Thanks so much.